Yeah, can we just get the whole bottom piece? Thank you. And him and I will just share. Thank you very much.
Ooh.
You want another one?
No, sir. I think we're good. I think we're good with that.
Oh man, it's just so tender.
See me even take a bite real quick, my dude.
Man. All right, here we go. Steaming hot. I'd be hot. Oh,
It's so good, right? This is our third. Well, this is your second, my third time doing
it's so
it.
tender. So much flavor.
Alright guys, welcome to episode 3 of the Squid Kids review. This is going to be a pretty short one today. Just out of nowhere, we decided to go to Texas de Brazil.
Yep.
So we just wanted to go over some stuff because we did go through and get some new technology on how to eat at these kind of Brazilian barbecue places.
New food delivery system.
Yeah, exactly. Did you want to start with some appetizers? We can talk about what they provide.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know what Texas de Brazil is, it's a Brazilian churrascateria. Essentially, they come with several cuts of meat up on like a little board, or like it comes on like a sword or like a saber or something. And they give you a card. One side has green, one side has red. You flip it on the red side, and what happens is they don't come to your table. You flip it on the green, they'll come to you. It's a pretty neat concept. Again, it's all barbecue, so you get several cuts, such as... You want to run through the different meats first?
I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, but let's go over the ones we did have.
Okay.
So we had their house special, which is the picanha, garlic steak, leg of lamb, and sausage. Am I missing anything else?
There's the ones we didn't get because we frequent this place a lot, and we don't get it because every time we've had it, it's been really dry.
A waste of space,
so
as we like to say.
Those ones are Parmesan chicken, Parmesan pork, I think.
Chicken wrapped in bacon, steak wrapped in bacon,
and
pork ribs.
Pork ribs. Oh, they have leg of lamb.
We did get leg of lamb.
We did get leg of lamb, though. Yeah.
We didn't get the lamb chops. They didn't have it this time.
So we did go on a weekend special, but if you go during the weekday or a weeknight or anytime that's not the weekend lunch special, they usually also give you the premium cuts such as lamb chops and filet mignon.
Yes, that's right. That's the other meat we were missing, the filet mignon.
Yep.
So just go there. There's a huge salad bar, lots of different selections. I had some potato au gratin, some cheese, some bread, some bacon, rice, and all that stuff. The basics are very good, in my opinion, because it gives you something else to eat besides tons of meat, and it gives you a good, palate cleanser if you need some salad or some, some cheese, some bread, something to tide you over. They also provide the plantains and some of their own cheesy bread, which is amazing, by the way. But this time it wasn't like that warm. It didn't seem like that fresh. It was a little bit like already out there, which, I mean, for lunchtime, whatever, it's fine. Yeah. It wasn't like a killer.
It's okay. It's still really good. It's called pão de queijo. I don't know how you say it in Portuguese, but it's really good. It's really solid. So we started off with the salad bar. I personally usually am delighted to see the salad bar, but I was just coming from a wedding, so discretion. I just didn't want to eat some of it.
Let's talk about their salad bar, maybe compared to some of their contemporaries. And their contemporaries, for people who might not know, but most of you guys who are watching probably are familiar with it. So they have Chima's and Fogo de Chao. That's basically, I think, the trifecta of the Brazilian barbecue places. How do you think their salad bar compares to those other two?
Before I thought that Chima I thought they were all comparable when I initially started off. But really going into it and trying at all these places again, I realized the one over here is kind of lackluster.
I agree.
Especially when you go to Chima. Chima has a very, very wide variety. And I know a favorite for both Bo Chow and I is their garlic butter knobs. They're these little knobs of butter. You just get them.
Put it on your steak and it melts right
But it's
away.
Best on steak, absolutely, on any of your meats.
Yeah, and they have lobster bisque. They have like all these different types.
Yeah.
And this place was definitely lacking because there wasn't even any fish. And the variety was definitely much smaller.
Right, and it didn't matter that we went on the lunchtime special. It was just that's just what they offer all the time, and it's just missing a lot compared to that. So.
I mean, the food that they did have was good, but if you are not a person who eats that much steak and you want some variety, this would not be the place to go out of the three. I would probably go to Chima's or Fogo de Chao instead.
Yep.
So I would say I would only give the salad bar maybe like a 2.3 squids. Not it's like nothing special.
Yeah,
it's eatable, but like you can live without it.
I think when you go there for the first time, let's say you had gone to no Brazilian barbecue for the first time, you would be really impressed because again there is a wide variety of it, but just compared to their contemporaries,
yes, and that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, just not nearly as much.
If you don't eat steak and you're more of a salad bar person, or you eat just a little bit of steak, I would just skip this place. The selection is not as good
because there are the at the Brazilian barbecue places there is an option usually just to do the salad bar only. However, for this one, I would skip out. If you're going to any of the other places and you wanted just a salad bar, I'd say it's a good option. Here, maybe not so much.
Okay.
But yeah.
So let's talk about the meat, and I want to say, I thought today was a great day because I did 2 experiments that I've always wanted to do, and I've gotten results from both that I can use for future reference.
Yeah.
So let's start with the first one. The first one was leg of lamb with mint jelly. I gotta say, I keep hearing mint jelly. Anytime you see a leg of lamb recipe online or on a YouTube video, they always have an accompanied recipe for mint jelly. So they had that at the salad bar. Yeah. I was like, okay, let me grab some and see what all the fuss is about. I still have no idea what all the fuss is about because it just did not taste like how you would accept it. I understood what mint would taste like, right? And I know I would taste mint, and for some reason I thought it would pair well with the leg of lamb, but I mean it just didn't do anything. You don't get anything out of it. You would replace the lamb taste with the mint taste. That's about it.
So I agree with Bo Chow. I'm a big proponent of salty and sweet, which is what the mint jelly does. However, and I actually don't know what the standard is for mint jelly. We've just maybe it was just terrible. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And I can see what they're going for. So with lamb, it's a very gamey meat. So they're trying to use the mint to cut that, I believe, and just add some extra flavor and depth to it. I didn't think it was terrible, but I didn't think it was great either by any means.
I wouldn't get it again.
Yeah, at least not at this place. Yeah, so we did it for science and for you guys and the review.
If you like mint, you would probably like it. If you don't like the taste of lamb, but you like the texture for some reason, mint jelly would mask the.
It also, but it's also jelly form. Like you might like mint, but then you might not like it in mint jelly.
I wouldn't say it was like that hard of a texture. It was more liquidy than anything else.
Yeah, that's true though.
So, but yeah, I mean, take it or leave it. I wouldn't the lamb was great by itself, but the jelly didn't put it over the top or anything. I wouldn't say that. Yeah. Okay, so now for experiment number 2. And this is something I think, Andy, I've been saying this for a while.
It is true.
When they come along with meat, they would give you a slice of, about like a 4-inch thick piece of meat. They would give you a slice from it, right? So I always thought, how would it taste? Just give me the whole thing. And we actually got the courage, I guess, or we're just like, fuck it, let's just try it.
Because it's absurd, when people go there, I don't think they ask for the whole cut of steak.
That's true.
The general premise is they come around with the meat that say, do you want this meat? And then you say yes, and then they'll ask you, how do you like it? Do you like it? Well, the temperature of the meat.
Yep.
I personally go for medium rare. Bo Chow goes for medium well. I think leaning more towards that side.
I don't have a preference at these type of places, to be honest.
Gotcha.
Just give me a cut of meat,
Yeah.
So this time we got the whole thing, and so we actually, it was so good. We got it 5 times afterwards.
Four times.
Four times after the initial taste. Because I got it first, okay? I was like, you know what? Forget the, courtesy. There's not that many people in the restaurant right now. I saw a piece that was good. I was like, okay, give me the whole thing.
I'll be honest, I was a non-believer too.
Andy,
I was a non-believer.
Andy was probably thinking I was crazy. This is probably how like fucking Einstein felt when he first discovered like nuclear physics or whatever he discovered. E equals MC squared. They probably thought he was crazy. Andy probably thought I was crazy, but I bit into that piece. I was like, Andy, this will change how you dine at these kind of places from now on.
And I can safely agree. Bochel's like, dude, you gotta. He first cut it up a bit into it and was like, holy crap, you gotta try a piece of this. And so I wasn't a believer. I was like, how good could it really be, because what they do. So the general thing is, it comes with like a really big cut of meat. I'd say for the picanha, it's like this thick.
About four
inches, roughly around 3 to 4 inches. Yeah. And they'll just slice a little sliver off from the side and give that to you. Which is nice, it's a good amount. But this time they came, and what they'll do is they'll cut it down, and eventually when it starts getting more and more raw, they'll send it back, and then they'll
grill it or
char it. They'll char it, yeah. That way the outside is cooked again, and the inside is more cooked because we'll get to this soon enough. But we'll get back to this. But
we got a very nice first piece, which was about an inch thick. And
it had been the part that was shaved down and then had been recharged.
Perfectly cooked. They said it was well done. So they said it was well done, which, looking by the middle, yes, it was well done. There was not a hint of pink, but it was so tender.
It really was.
Comparable. So I almost thought it was like their steaks, right? Their garlic steak, but more juicy and more tender than their steaks. And it blew my mind how good that was. And that's why we tried it for 3 or 4 times. And then, we had that one experiment, and then we had experiment number 1, this was experiment number 2. Then we had experiment number 2B. And that was getting that whole 4+ inch piece.
Can we just get another piece, please? You want that one, Rocha?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, bro, you got it all to yourself?
What have we done? Look, you see the video? Turn to it. You can see the juices still.
Look how big that piece is.
Yeah. The juices, they're still dripping.
All right, Andy, you're gonna finish that whole thing.
Looks like we're eating a heart, dude.
Okay, that's gonna be hard to eat, but I think we can do it. I think you can do it, Andy.
No,
it's all up to you.
We were naive.
Do not get that whole 4-inch piece because it is not cooked all the way in the middle. That's why they reheat it. That's why they only give you like partially.
It's pretty raw in the middle.
It's hard to cut and hard to eat.
Yeah,
we ended up not even finishing.
It's literally raw. It's raw in the middle.
So I think we can come away from that. That was probably the best cut of meat we had. I think it's probably the best cut of meat we've ever had, to be honest. And you have to go with 1 inch thickness.
Perfectly seasoned, super, super tender. You got to get it 1 to 1.5 inches.
Don't worry about if they
most.
say it's well done. Don't worry about the cooking in the middle. It'll be juicy no matter what.
Yep.
So about that size, and you just don't get the big one. The big one's just too much.
Yeah.
You're just going to end up with like half of it raw, right?
Yeah. So that being said, I think the picanha was my favorite piece of meat.
Definitely.
Which usually isn't the case. I'm more of a garlic sirloin type guy, but it hit every section.
We did. It's like literally, in my opinion, 10 times better than if they just give you a slice of picanha.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just a lot more depth to it, a lot more greater texture, just flavor was all around there. It was an awesome piece.
Yep. So meats, you want to give a score?
So we'll just do another quick rundown of what else we got. We got the garlic sirloin. I thought was okay this time around. Usually a fan favorite for me. However, the pieces I got were kind of overcooked and they weren't tender, and it tastes kind of gamey, so I wasn't the biggest fan of it this time around. We got the sausage, which when you get a good sausage, it's a really good sausage. It's hard to beat. The sausage was really, really good.
I got 2.
Lots of flavor. When Bochek got his first one and I opted not for it, I made a grave mistake. What else was there? Leg of lamb. The lamb itself was solid as always.
Yep.
But lamb's not for everyone. Again, it has a gamey taste to it, so not everybody likes it. We didn't get any flank this time. And yeah,
we didn't go like huge variety. We just hit what we wanted, and it was good because we were at a spot where they didn't all come around. We were at like the more secluded place by the windows, so the waiter was nice, and he kind of just like directed the guys over. And there he got bonus points because like when that one guy was leaving with the picanha, he was like, "Hey, my friend, they need
more picanha stat." So he just sent them back to us.
Sent it right back to us. So he was like, they're getting all of it.
He was a really good waiter. He took care of us, told us, asked us what we wanted, and he always delivered. And he always checked up and said, "Did they bring it around? Did they bring it around?" So very good service here. I really like it.
All right, so meat score. Did you give a salad bar score?
Salad bar score out of 5 squids, I would give it 3.
Higher than I expected, to be honest.
2.75 to 3, I would say. Again, if you've never been to a Brazilian churrascaria before barbecue, it's solid. But when you compare it to the other places that do the same exact thing, there's just a lot more variety elsewhere.
Okay. What about the steaks then?
Meats? Woo! All right, so all the other meats, a 3. Because they're usually seasoned really well, and it's a nice variety of meat. But again, we only had steak. I think the chicken and then the pork, they're always dry, so I'm not a fan of those. Those I would put really low. So the steaks, I think, was a solid 3. The picanha, on the other hand, that good portion, woo-wee, I would give that a 4.5 squid.
4.5
out of 5.
It feels like I'm cheating also by separating the steaks and everything like that. But I think the picanha was in a world of its own because there's no way you can make any of the other food taste much better.
Right.
But that picanha definitely was a huge difference between the way we had it and the way we've had it before.
Right.
So I would say, yes, 4.5 squids definitely for the picanha.
Yeah.
The only thing that would make it better, elevate it to a 5, hit me up with some garlic on that. Yeah. Put some hint of garlic on that, something to give it that extra aroma, and it will be a 5.
Yep, and then
4.5, yeah. 4.5, definitely. I think the other meats were fine. I'd say 3.5 for the other meats. Yep. Lamb was good, and the sausage was good. Other meats it was okay, but I think just the picanha blew it all out of the water.
Definitely so.
So, overall for the restaurant, I would say, pretty decent. I would say like 3.8 overall for the restaurants. Definitely the service was a big part of it because the guy was very attentive, and he had a pretty rough job because he had to ask a few times like what we wanted for the meat because we were at like a more separate spot than everybody else.
I'm not sure why they put us in that area.
I mean, the location was fine. Next to a window, we could see everything.
Had a good view, but it was just definitely away from everyone else, so we were definitely neglected as far as that. But the guy, again, the waiter took care of us, so he was really, really good. Overall, I'd say 3.75. I'd say
3.75. Yep. So it's definitely a pretty good time. I would say, it was probably one of the better experiences we've had recently at one of these restaurants, especially because we found a new way to eat the food. Okay, so we got that down. About toilet time.
Toilet time.
Woohoo! All
right, so I'm always a big proponent of these steakhouse bathrooms because they're usually classier, nicer, and they come with these really, really awesome hand towels, paper towels. But they're like so thick and the quality is so nice that usually, you can pass it off as like a very high quality
like a hand towel or something
to use. You would only need one. It's nice and thick, absorbs really well, and it's soft on the hands too. My gripe, and it's been like this. I've actually been in Texas to Brazil several times in the past year. I would say at least 2 to 3. And one thing I noticed in the bathroom, while the toilet area was very clean, their toilet button, one of the buttons was broken.
I think we used the same one.
So they had 2 buttons. I'm assuming each of them is like a different strength. Like if you pee, it's gonna be one button. If you poop, it's gonna be anything solid, the other button. So that first button has been broken for as long as I can remember. But because of that, I still think it was really solid though. Out of 5 toilets, I would give it 3.75. I think the aesthetics of it, the broken piece just didn't look nice. Like, had they just fixed it, it would have been a solid 4.5. But I think just the appearance of like, it kind of makes it look dingy. So yeah, that's my.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I actually used the bathroom this time, and like one of the thoughts I always have, for some reason, whenever I'm in a bathroom, I'm just like, if there was a zombie apocalypse and zombies came running in, would I be safe in this, toilet stall? And yes, in this place, you would be extra safe. There's literally a boxed room, right?
Yeah.
Nothing on top, nothing on bottom. If a zombie came in, they wouldn't be able to get to you.
That's really, really nice. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a weird thought, but yes, that's what I think about these bathrooms sometimes.
Sure.
Okay, so
That's it.
this is a short review.
Yeah,
Overall,
a little
great
episode on this place.
Great restaurant. Definitely had a good time, and I'd definitely say check it out. I would check it out, and then you can, maybe we'll hit up Chima's and Fogo and do a review on them as well, because when you live in this area, that's pretty much the 3 places you're going to go to for
that type of barbecue.
Yeah, type of barbecue, basically.
Yeah, I would say overall it's a good experience. Yeah, I think that's it.
New Year's resolution?
So there might be a slowdown on reviews. Depends. My plan has been the plan for over 20 years. Probably is just to lose weight. We'll see how it goes though.
Yeah, perma bulk before, now it's perma cuts. So
yeah,
we'll probably do some reviews still, but it's probably not going to be like we're going to eat like $1 billion worth of food anymore.
Right,
it's probably going to be like something light or something easy to eat.
Yep.
So, okay.
Until next time, guys.
Yeah, until
Happy
next
New
time.
Year's.
Happy New Year's.
See you.
See you guys next time.
Yep.